Aha. That's it. This is the first time I've ever used this camera, so I'm not very good. It's my dad's old shed. Now, he had it for nearly 50 years, and when he took it on, it was already here. So it must be 70, 80 years old at least. Could even be 100 years old. Now, I fixed one of the sides up because when I done the roof last year, it just collapsed, so I put that side in. It's a window from our house. When we had our windows changed, I saved it. But these windows at the front, how they're stuck together, I don't know. When I put the side window in, I had 2 drill drivers, I had all a circular saw and all the modern power tools. All my dad had was a hammer and nails, and he's put it all together. It's just absolutely amazing. I mean, I think the skill of the older gardeners is so much better than what we can do today. I built this pergola about a month ago out of wood that is brought on site from old buildings that are ripped down, so it's all free of charge. The greenhouse I moved from the plot I showed you earlier. Moved that was given to us 10 years ago. So, and the table of chairs were given to me by my stepdaughter, so none of that has been paid for. It's all free of charge. I'll take you down to see our plot. This is where the runner beans go, and I always paint my canes because they're so expensive these days that and they don't last very long, so I've painted them, and like I did some at home, and they've lasted over 20 years at home, so hopefully they're going to last for 20 years or even longer. So back of my dad's shed, it's higgledy-piggledy. My brother built that at the bottom quite a few years ago. That's my dad's little seat. Now, I usually put grass on the paths, but as you can see by that one, it's just full of mud, and this main path was just half an inch thick with, well, half an inch, probably half a foot thick with mud, and it was just clinging to my shoes, so I put some wood chip down. One of the old gardeners told me to do it so that it doesn't stick to your feet, and it seems to be working. I've got some cold frames there. A little bed which I think I'm going to grow beetroot, lettuce and maybe a few carrots in. I've got some winter cabbage there which were doing okay, and then a pigeon decided to get in the tiniest of holes. That hole there where I put the cane in front, he just walked in and he started eating all of them. So they've only just started recovering. These are some leak nets that I've built. I'm not going to put any mesh on yet, because the rats and the mice tend to eat it and use it for nests at this time of the year, so I'll wait till a bit later, probably just before I put the leeks in, and then I'll put the EnviroMesh on the outside of them. Got 2 different varieties of purple sprouting. This one's Rudolph, and this one, which isn't showing yet, is Claret, but there's no purple sprouting on that yet. It's a later variety. There's my sprouts. They've been pretty good this year. The variety is Maximus. First time I've ever grown that variety, and fantastic tasting variety. That's a purple buddleia. I'm a member of the Butterfly Conservation Group, and I've got a purple, a yellow and a white buddleia. So I'm just trying to attract them. I like seeing butterflies. That plot at the back is also mine. It's one where I store all the rubbish, to be honest. It's all the old wood, which hopefully I'll use, so it won't be there in the next couple of months. I've got a few old canes and arches and everything which I need to put in place. They're all from the old plot, so I just need to move them about. I'll just fix these nets up. They collapsed after a couple of years, so I'll just fix them up. Hopefully they should last for a good few years. Got some leaks in there which had some heavy leek moth or allium minor moth damage this year. It's had it the last couple of years, but this year was really bad, so that's why I'm doing the leek moths. Got some strawberries, got a fantastic plum tree there, another plum tree Victoria there. All these hazel canes are coppice from the fruit plot behind. I do it every 2 or 3 years. They last 2 or 3 years and then they tend to go brittle. I've got some spinach there and some spring onions in. Another bed here where the onions are going to go. And there's another bed at the back where the onions are going to grow. There's 2 varieties I'm growing. Calce I grow every year, but the seeds are very, very hard to come by because I had a crop failure a couple of years ago. And Alci, which is a newer strain, which is supposed to be a bigger onion. Now Calce I love because they grow so big, but they taste fantastic and you can have them raw in salads. Absolutely amazing. I've got 3 peach trees near the shed, near my dad's shed, which I moved this year. 1 from home and 2 from the old plot. Now I need to put a roof over them pretty quickly before they start getting into leaf, so that they don't get peach leaf curl. I've got a lot of flowers in there. I've got delphiniums coming up. Got a few dianthus, valerian, so quite a few for the garden at home. And in the greenhouse again, I've painted the canes. I've painted them red. I'm going to grow tomatoes in there, so I think they look quite nice with the red tomatoes. I've got a cloche inside which I've got some lettuce under. And I will take you into my dad's shed in a moment.